How to become a virtual assistant from a virtual assistant behind the scenes episode 1. Thank you so much for all the love that you showed in that first video. I honestly don't pay attention to YouTube, which is why I didn't know so many people actually watched it. But like I said, I want to help everybody out in the best way I can. If you've thought about becoming a virtual assistant, maybe this is the career path for you. If not, this might be a side hustle or whatever it may be. But I'm hoping that I can help you on your journey. So these are the 5 tips that I said I was going to do in that first video of how to start. No money. You want to get on the ground running. Money's tight and you just got to, start getting that clients. So this is how you start. And then in the next video, I'll probably either go more into depth with it or I'll just give you like the next 5 steps and then we'll just keep going from there. So first thing you're going to need is a name. Using your name, I guess that's fine, but because you're starting a business, especially if you want this to be a full-time, have a name. Don't worry about the whole getting an LLC and stuff like that yet. You're just getting started. You have no money in the account or you just got laid off and you're penny pinching. Just come up with a name. Once you get that name, next thing, use that name, create a email for your business. You can use Gmail. That's what I started out with. But if you have, let's say, an additional like $7 or $8, get your own domain. You could also do that through Gmail. But let's say you don't have the $7 and $8 a month to put into getting your own. That's completely fine. I got a client without it. You can get a client without it. It's not that big of a deal, but definitely lock that into an email and then go from there. Next thing you're gonna do when it comes to promoting yourself, you're gonna want to create different accounts on social media. Get yourself a Facebook page, which you can easily do. It's free. Just go to Facebook and just create a page. Instagram, I'm trying to think. LinkedIn for sure. If you don't have a LinkedIn, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not saying you can't get clients without LinkedIn, but I got my first 2 clients on LinkedIn. That's where a lot of the professionals, depending on who you're looking for, that's where they're all at. So I would highly recommend, if you don't have a LinkedIn, get a LinkedIn. TikTok or YouTube. I just used TikTok when I started, but if you want to use YouTube also, you can do that. There's nothing wrong with it. But I say pick like 3 that you can post on consistently. And then if you want to expand, then you could do all the other stuff. Threads, Blue Sky, whatever, you can do all that. But I say pick 3 so you're not overwhelming yourself with promoting yourself on all these different platforms. Just as my opinion. Next thing you want me to do, write down every single thing you're good at. I have been an admin since 2018. So when it came to writing down what services I'm willing to provide or what I'm good at, that was pretty simple because I know what executives and CEOs and business owners are looking for. But if you're someone who's never been an admin before, let's say you were a teacher, you were a baker, you were a fitness coach, you were doing all these different things, you were in the medical field, blah, blah, blah. It might take you a little bit longer to figure out what exactly you're good at and what you are willing to do as a service. So for me, I've done email management, I've done calendar management, I've done travel management, I've done event planning. Let's see. I wrote down a lot of different things. I've done grant writing most recently because one of my clients ran a nonprofit. I've done client communications, all different things. If you have a career that isn't admin and you need help figuring out what services that you can provide, in the comment section, let me know what your previous career field is, and then I will either comment back or create a separate video just telling you what services that you can provide just solely based off of your background. And then maybe I can go a little bit more into depth as to what the services I just said were and how you necessarily do that as a client. Because email management, you would assume that it's just going in and like sending an email. It's a lot more than that. you're pretty much trying to organize someone's email, so when they go in, they know exactly where everything is, that they're in the right folder, things are color coded, all the good things, all the shebang bang, whatever. And then lastly, you're going to need a Canva, not a Canva. Oh, I'm blanking. You're going to need a portfolio, and the best way to do it for free, in my opinion, and this is what I did, is I created one through Canva. So go to Canva, you can go find a template that's already been made and edit that template, or if you're really creative, create your own. In your portfolio, you're gonna want to have every single thing that the services that you're gonna provide, but how you're good at it. So if you're saying that you've done travel management before, in that page or that part of your portfolio, state what platforms you've used to book travel. State how many people you've booked travel before. Have you done big groups, or do you usually just do small groups, or do you do individual? How is it that you have you done international flights, or you done mainly domestic? X, Y, and Z. You gotta show that in your portfolio that is something that you've done before. And the one thing that I absolutely love about Canva is that you can turn your portfolio into a website. Obviously, it would be under Canva's domain, but you don't then have to pay for a website because it's already done through Canva. And when you're linking that website to whatever platform it is that you have, or if you want to use like a link tree or whatever, it doesn't put the Canva domain. You can name it something differently, so when they're clicking on it, it's like clicking on your portfolio. So that's something that you can do for free. If you want a step-by-step tutorial on how to do that, I'll do that too. So there's that. And then as a quick little honorable mention, which is not necessarily an honorable mention, you need a resume. I understand this is you feeling like, okay, I'm starting a business, I don't necessarily know, you need a resume. But the thing is, now you need to tailor your resume to the services that you're providing. So your portfolio is just like a quick run through of your services and your pricing and all that stuff. And it's not how you've used your services in the past, but it's just showing you the services that you provide and the results of said services. But your resume is showing what companies you've worked for previously in the past. If you have clients, what clients that you had and what you did for those clients and what was the outcome and the results. Pretty much like a regular resume of going from job to job. Now you're switching from job to client, if that makes sense. So quick run through again. The 5 things that you're gonna need for starting your business is a name, it's an email, it's your social media sites, it's your services, it's your portfolio, and your resume. If you do not have those things, I don't know if people are really going to take you seriously. And I'm not saying it's an end-all be-all, but it's better to cover all your bases as early as you can, so when people are going to look for your services, they don't have any questions as to, okay, what is this? What is that? What is that? If it's something specific to that client and they've seen that you've done all these other things in the past, then they're more willing to book with you to ask you more questions. And then we'll go more into depth of how to handle your booking and how to, set up an intake form and all that. So I hope this helped. I know I spoke really fast, but I'm trying to shorten these videos. If you want longer videos where I just yap, I can do that. Once again, sorry it's taking me so long, but I'm in it now. So this is the first video. Part 2 or video 2 of the behind the scenes is coming very soon.